The Gaslight District could potentially be Glitch Productions' biggest indie hit or its future financial flop. The official trailer for the show just dropped a few days ago, informing the fandom that the official show is about to release on April 18th, and people are abuzz. People are rabid. This show could be everything and maybe nothing. Let me explain. First and foremost, I don't think I'll be checking this show out. I think I am old enough to accept the fact that this is not for me. Maturity. But if it's for you, good for you. I'd love it when there's more variety in shows. But I said the same thing about the Amazing Digital Circus, and here we are. So, I'm not above being a hypocrite, never claimed to be otherwise. The reason why I'm worried about this show's potential not being popular is not because of views or anything. This is about to hit 2 million views in 3 days. It's not that. Glitch Production is almost allergic to flops. They have been putting out bangers after bangers, but with every high there inevitably has to come a low, and the Amazing Digital Circus has shot so far up into the stratosphere that it's so hard for anything to come close. And I don't want a situation where in comparison it just can't keep up. Hell, Murdered Rone's fans are still pissed at this show because they feel like it robbed them of something. But the Gaslight District also harkens back to a time. I've made this comparison before, that the Glitch Productions is kind of like the Cartoon Network of indie animations. They like to put out, they'll have maybe a sci-fi show, a crazy show, but they always have shows that have an existential dread to them. And this show is no different. It gives me a lot of, it's like if you took Gravity Falls and made it grimdark with a hint of Billy and Mandy in it. I do get a lot of Billy and Mandy vibes from this. It's so dark and depressing, and something that I don't think people even notice. In the end, where you see a bunch of people underwater, sorry if I'm about to ruin your day, but this whole story takes place in a universe where you can't die. That's why people are rotting, their flesh is pouring off their skin. If you kill them, they come back to life. Like with this character that gets shot in the head, and he's still driving afterwards. Now, these characters have been thrown to the bottom of the ocean. They are dead, which is what is symbolizing the X on their eye. But then their souls come back to their body, because that is what this universe is. You cannot die. So they are perpetually stuck in a state of drowning. Their souls will come back and they will literally just drown again. This is my worst nightmare. Oh my god, this is the worst punishment. I think this just goes, how fucked up is this world? I just saw this and I said, no, I already knew I wasn't gonna like this. This just made it worse. I am way too empathetic for my own good. Just the reality of a world where people can't die. They're trying to find their place in the world, and this mob family that runs things don't know what to do. And now there's this, of course there's lore and everything. The people who like to find lore and put bits and pieces together, they're already a buzz. But apparently there's humans are born from angels every 10,000 years or something, and this egg is where the humans come out of, and the human will destroy the world, so they must destroy it. And you can already tell that I think this human is probably their salvation, but they keep killing the thing that's meant to help them. And it's come to the point that the main character, Melancholy, I believe, she finds an egg and she wants to keep it because it's she doesn't even remember where she comes from. They've probably been alive for so long, destroyed so many human eggs. Oh god, that's a sentence. And she's just done. She wants something new. Now, yes, this human baby could kill them, but they could literally be reborn into something new, better than whatever life they have as rotting. Because yeah, you might be in charge of everything, but what the fuck is a life if you're in charge of shit? You might be the ruler, you might be the king, but your kingdom is rotten flesh. It's nothing. It's death and decay. Even in the end, we see lie, cheat, deceive, and then cement. For some reason, I'm like, cement? Did I read that correctly? And then the whole drowning scene happened. There's so many, I don't want to turn into cartoon universe, but there's so many stories about the end of the world, and every religion varies, and to get even into mine is very difficult. But what if this is a situation where it's the end of the world, maybe the rapture is happening, and what is left of humanity is left here to suffer and decay, and that human, quote unquote, that they keep killing is what is supposed to even take them to heaven or something, or rebirth, when you go to the very, very end of the trailer, you see a map. So this is kind of like an island surrounded by nothing, because we did see boats and whatever. So maybe if you sail far enough, you come back. there's Glimmer Rot, there's, I think that's Blackout Berg, Emberwick, and there's this Paradise Lost. So this could be probably a version of heaven that they're robbing themselves of. The first egg was destroyed, and then, you know, maybe the battle, you know how the battle of good and evil, but good always wins. Maybe this is a world where evil won, and because nobody knows what a life with good is like, they never even thought, hey, let's try and keep this egg instead of killing it without prejudice, as it says on the tin. But yeah, that's the trailer. That's all my thoughts on this. I really do hope this is a banger. I'm not trying to put any vibes out there that, oh no, this will fail or anything. I know it will do good, but it also has the potential to kind of turn off a general audience, because this is a very niche thing. Even growing up, I didn't like watching all those shows like Billy and Mandy or whatever. There was this other show on Nickelodeon. Oh my god. It was a brother and a sister. They both had red hair. It's kind of like these little short things that play in between like the major episodes, and the sister keeps bringing weird things into the house. I'm not narrowing this down whatsoever, but if you're from Africa, maybe it's a different like programming. It played on KTV, which eventually became Nickelodeon. I'm rambling, but my main point is people like aesthetic and cute. I don't like things that are grotesque and ugly, and that's a fact. But people also kind of just love fucked up things, where this is a fucked up generation and era after all. So people might want escapism, to see a brutal world where everything doesn't work. To take them away from the reality of a brutal world where everything doesn't work. So I'm not trying to say, oh, we need more cutesy wing. You know me, my aesthetics is more Winx Miraculous. I don't like ugly, rotting, decaying things. But the story is interesting that it might, keyword be might, pull me in and keep my butt in a seat. But for now, I'm already depressed just from the trailer alone. But let me know your thoughts. Are you looking forward to this? Are you also turned off? Are you intrigued? What is going on in your head? I'd love to know. But anyway, that's all for me, folks. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to drink some water. Mwah. Bye.